So, not all cops are killer cops, and plenty of cops kill with just cause. But what people in Baltimore are tired of, and what we're tired of, are cops killing black and brown people just because they're black and brown. There's more outrage in the mainstream white media over broken windows that can and will be replaced. There's more outrage about that than a man's broken spine. Our country is broken. Our legal system is broken. And here at SUNY Oneonta, you're not gonna take it anymore, are you? No! You're not gonna take it anymore, are you? No! No more killer cops!
No more killer cops! No more killer cops! No more killer cops! No more killer cops! No more killer cops! No more killer cops! No more killer cops! No more killer cops!
Every time I pass a police officer, I wonder, am I gonna die today? Am I gonna be beaten today? Am I gonna be raped today? Not just am I gonna be stopped, but I worry about my life. But the way that racial profiling typically works, and so what it means to me, it's something very personal, but something that affects communities of color in very dramatic ways, and profoundly in horrible ways. So people of color are criminalized. People of color are suspected, specifically, and in this part of the country, particularly blacks and Latinos. Anybody who is perceived to be black or Latino is suspected of committing a crime.
I was concerned about my safety. I feel like I can be, anything bad can happen to me in this town imputatively. I was in Oneonta 6 days. I'd had class, 1 day of class, and I was on my way to the grocery store. My partner, my wife, who is white, it was 9:30 at night, and she was actually begging me not to go out. He never told me that I was being arrested, and then he didn't tell me why I was being arrested. Handcuffed me, and then searched my entire car. When he found nothing, state trooper, white male, when he found nothing, he told me that I had the suspended license. He dragged me out of the car, bruised my arm. It's a pitch black street. There are 2 white male state troopers. I was terrified. I was spotted by campus security. They were in a SUV, big SUV that said campus security. And they saw me, and then they immediately made a right-hand turn to drive past me. So I'm thinking they're going to drive past me. Whenever I see them, they see me. They just followed me the entire way. They stayed right behind me, right? They didn't drive past me. They stayed right behind me. They followed me all the way up the hill. Now, I'm just jogging, right, listening to my iPod. I felt like that was meant to send a very specific message to me about, social politics, the geopolitics of the area. Like, we don't want you here. We think you're up to no good, and we're going to treat you like a suspect. We live in a state of terror. Any interaction I have with law enforcement, I believe I am under the threat of death. I don't feel safe, period.
I just feel like this is part of the culture of Oneonta. You come here as a person of color and you won't be respected.
I'm black everywhere I go, I'm brown everywhere I go, and I'm gender nonconforming. Like, I always look like this, and I look suspect to white people. I mean, I walk down the street and people see me coming, and they literally cross to the other side. But I have been stopped. I'd been stopped so many times in SUNY Oneonta that I truly became paranoid that I was going to be killed.
When I first came here, I was all like, oh no, like real activist-like. And it's sad to say, but the fight in me died because everything that I've done to try to help or change the situation, nothing has happened. I report, nothing happens.
It's infuriating, but I'm also terrified because it's okay to kill me. I mean, it just kind of keeps going back. It's like a circular thinking in terms of, wow, that could have been me. What's the difference between me and that other person? What if I turn the corner and there are police right there, and my reaction is to a reaction of I didn't expect you and I'm afraid, and they take that as I'm a threat and kill me. People have expressed outrage and they've poured into the streets. So that suggests to me that there's a possibility of revolution. There's a possibility of real change. It won't happen overnight. But if more and more white people, if white journalists commit to keeping these acts of police violence, these police murders, keeping them in the news, if more and more white people commit themselves to doing the activism, you know, to protesting, protesting police violence, racist police violence, if they vote against war on drug policies and war on drug practices, the more and more white people that stand up and stand beside people of color, maybe this will change.